Hey there, it's Bootzone here. This is the 9 kilo candy washing machine that I have. It's a GVS 169D3/1-80 washing machine. I took it all apart a while ago, took the fascia off it because it was having a triac error. I can't remember what error code it was, but it'll be in the previous video on this candy washing machine. Took off the fascia and took the board out from behind it. They're in the shed. All the guts are still hanging out, and I'm going to replace the triac today. And hopefully that'll get this candy working again. So here's the part that came. It's a BTA 316-800B. These were very cheap on the internet. They came in twos. You could buy them in ones, but it was about the same price or very little difference. It's in here on this machine, and I've disconnected this heatsink from the back. And I'm guessing we're going to have to bend it up in some way to make it fit, but you can see there, different maker, different code on the bottom, but I don't know what they mean, and I guess it doesn't matter, it should just work. So we've got you would have to unscrew. There's a screw that would go through here, through the heatsink, and hold the heatsink down. We don't need to worry about that because I've already taken it out. Just got these three little spots here to try and remove the solder from. My soldering iron's been heating up, so I'm hoping it's hot. Might have to put a bit of solder on first. Sometimes it pays to put on a little bit more solder first. Ooh, it is hot. I can feel it coming through there. Let's try a little spool of solder. Let's add in a little bit. That will help the heat to transfer across. And then I'll suck it off with the solder sucker. There's still a load of solder on the other side, so I'm not entirely sure if I can just pull this out. Let's get little pliers. The other option is to just cut them off and pull them out. I don't really want to do that. Same thing, let's put a little bit more solder on it again. It's kind of good. There's nothing really near this on the board that's gonna affect it. I wonder if we get it off that way, actually. Yeah, it's coming off better that way. Let's rock it out bit by bit. It's not how you do these things, but I'm no electronics expert, nor do I. It's not that I'm not an expert. Well, I'm definitely not an expert, but what it is more that I don't have much experience in soldering. There's one leg out. Other leg out. Of course, I've filled the holes up with solder as I've taken them out. I'm going to try and go from behind here. That's it. Now, how to do this. So if I balance this very carefully and do it like this. What I can of course do is just drill them out with a little drill. That might be the best option for me. Okay, I've got one through. That's the start. Maybe I'll just keep going with the way I'm doing it. Oh, I've got two through. I'll keep going. Okay. So then that's all three of those holes, 1, 2, and 3, cleared out. So I've got to bend up this guy to look somewhat like, well, like that. I'm guessing I put the back leg in first, but what I'll do is I'll locate the heatsink. I think if I do it like that, that'll let me figure out where my bends have to go, and then I can just screw it together and do it from the other side. That's the plan. Let's see how that goes. So this is what I'm guessing it should look like, and I've tried it, not tried plugging it in yet, but I've tried it in place to get the first couple. So that should do it, and there's my little screw, and I need a little Phillips screwdriver for that. Now, actually, there was no sign of any compound on the back of that, which is a bit weird. So I need to get some of that dielectric, not dielectric, what's it called? You know, the heat transfer compound. Quite frustrating. I went to the scrapyard recently and got rid of all of my scrapped out appliances and whatnot, so I'm having to pinch a bit off a little speed controller heatsink. It's all dusty, but it is what it is. And then I'll have to put this stuff back on. Actually, I don't know if I need to, because there is as much in there as there is going to be. But they shouldn't need very much, you know. And it was spilling out over the edges on that one, so it might be okay. Yeah, if there wasn't any of this sauce on it before, then the heat wouldn't transfer out, and it's quite a likely candidate to blow in that case. A bit stupid, but there you go. Okay, so no, I haven't put them in properly. So those two are just peeking through. I better push them down a bit more. On the other side of that heatsink, there's surface mount thingies. Little resistors, I get. Yeah, little resistors. The board, the heatsink sits up a little bit, but it's not a massive heatsink. It is what it is. Let's dab with some solder on it. So as luck would have it, I didn't turn the camera on, but it wasn't very interesting. It was pretty straightforward. Those are the 3 buttons there, 3 dabs of solder, 1, 2, and 3. Probably a little bit too much solder on them, but that's the way it is. Likewise on the other side, I'll put a little bit in from that side as well. Probably didn't need to. It is what it is. And I put a dab of solder on the back of the screw, and I put some of that heat paste on it, heat transfer paste. So maybe this will just work now when I put it all back together. So I'll snap it back together and see if it works. First thing was to take this out and slide this in. And snap it back. That's it. Then it should just be a matter of snapping it all in. So if I start with the selector knob there, line that up. That's about right. Some of them were kind of have to go in first, so this one here has to go in first. It's a bit of an angle really, like that. Then these ones down here have to all snap together. Yeah. That's it. Let's get it back in the machine and tidy it up and give it a test. So in my experience, these things will only go back one way, so if you can't remember, just keep trying. They should snap back in the way they were intended to be. So that one won't go there. It goes there, I'm guessing. I think that's the way they go. Sure, if it isn't, you'll find out pretty quick. And then this one doesn't fit there, so it fits up here. There's a spare one down there. I remember that from before. This one kind of snaps in all around. Snaps in underneath in a couple of places, and then snaps in from the sides, and then screws down from the top. It's actually pretty quick there. A couple of screws in here. So the fault we saw, let's put this back in. We saw him live. Need to turn on the water. Water's on. The machine's set to off. The drum isn't live. Door's closed. It's going to wobble like that. I don't want that. That's it. That's better. Okay. So then, turn it on. What do we do? A rapid wash. Let's try that. We're getting patterns up here. Rapid 14. 14's coming up on the screen. It's not flashing here. 30 degrees, 1200 spin. Turn the spin up if I can. No, 12's the max. What should happen here is water should come in and then the drum should start to turn. What happened last time was the drum did a big spin and then woo, and it just hit up an error code. And that was because, I reckon because the triac wasn't able to control the motor speed. New triac, let's see. There's the water coming in. It's pumping some water out as well. And let's see if it turns. Well, that was a pump out. Now there's water coming in. You can see it dripping in there in the middle. It's filling up. Time's going down. A little more. And it's agitating, and it seems to be agitating correctly. Well, that's excellent. Let's see if it goes the other way, and let's see what happens. So we're down to 12 minutes now. It seems to be working just fine. It'll agitate for a bit, down to 11 minutes. Then it'll pump out, then it'll do a rinse, and then it'll do a spin. It might do 2 rinses in the 14 minutes, and I hope it does 2, because otherwise it doesn't strike me as being a very clean machine. I'm kind of baffled by this. The board had a triac, which was the little thing. The little one of these, that's your triac, and it doesn't have any hint on the back of it of anything. There's no compound on that at all, and I only took it off today, so I couldn't have cleaned it before, I don't think. I could have cleaned the silver heatsink. Now this is a DC, so this is a completely different thing. This is a DC speed regulator for a little DC motor. Cheap piece of rubbish, really, really bad soldering on the back, but look at the size of the heatsink. It's massive compared to that little one there that's in the candy. Setting that aside, if there is no compound, this kind of white tacky goo between the triac, and this might not be a triac, but something like that, and the heatsink behind it, the heat can't, it can't kind of flow, it can't spread or be conducted, I guess. It can't conduct itself to the other aluminium in the heatsink. So there's pump out number 1. It's quite a fast wash, that after it's done the washing in 4 minutes. I can't, like, it couldn't be for very dirty things. Sports gear maybe would do it. The heat can't be transferred across the heatsink, so it's not going to work anyway. So for the want of like half a penny or nothing, you know, it's just a nothing amount of money that it would cost for them to put that smear of stuff on there, you'd need a whole new board. And so if the machine goes out of warranty, and I think this machine's only 2 years old, that's what's really baffling about it. The machine would go out of warranty, maybe not, maybe it just wouldn't be worth fixing one way or the other, because a new board costs whatever, and Candy will just say, here's your money back. I don't know if that's what they're doing. But, you know, this part costs £2, but the little bit of sauce costs less than a penny. You're buying it in, you know, in a factory, you're buying it in such bulk that it really is just nothing. And that seems to be the issue. It is what it is, you know. I can't. It just is what it is. There's more water coming in. for the first rinse. Presuming that it's got 9 minutes to go, it might do 2 rinses. I don't know. It's not actually working with anything in it, so it might be faster than usual as well, because it's not sensing if there is any sense options on it. And it does have a load detector and stuff, so the smart touch thing I looked up, it's not Wi-Fi, so you can't get the machine to do anything. It looks like you can just use your phone as a NFC, near field communications interface, and it doesn't seem to have any extra features, because I think all the features are in here anyway. It might just make them a bit easier or something, I don't know. A bit more user friendly on the app. Maybe there's more on it, but I'm probably not going to find out. 8 minutes to go, we're almost halfway there. So I think that's rinse number 1 done. Now it's on rinse number 2. Pretty speedy. I think it's motoring through it, because I don't think that has taken so long. Like, it got through from 8 to 6 really quickly there, so might be moving even faster. Taking on even more water there. Mustn't think it's got enough. The end of the second rinse, it's pumping out now. 5 minutes to go. I can't imagine it'll do a third rinse, so what it might do is try and spin, and that might happen quite quickly because it won't have any water to extract from any laundry. We'll see what the spin at 1200 sounds like. Now it's kicked into what I presume is the load distribution, and the pumps come back on again. switched off for a second and then came back on because it's moving through its cycle. Yeah, there's the spin speed coming up. So it stayed on 5 for quite a long time there, but I guess it should fly down quite quickly now. Once it realises it's not going to pump out any water, that might be it. Another one. It sounds nice and quiet and it feels quite well balanced because of course there's nothing in it. From my point of view, the toughest part of this job was waiting for the part to arrive in the mail. It's just I ordered it, I think, from Hong Kong or China, and it just took time to arrive, that's all. A bit of a wobble there, you can see it on the concrete. So it took 2 weeks, I'd say. 2 or 3 weeks for it to arrive. That was the slowest bit. The actual soldering, it would have been quite quick for me to do it, but making a video takes longer. Apart from that, and even if I missed the bit where I was soldering it back in, taking it out is the harder part. Ooh, it sounds like it's switching up a gear there. Wonder what that was. Maybe the second set of windings. I don't know if this is a 3-phase inverter machine or a single phase, I don't know. It was a long number 5, a long minute there from 5 to 4. I've missed one screw. I think there's a screw that holds the circuit board onto the white panel. I'm not really sure it's necessary, but what I'll do is I'll take it apart again off camera, put it back together, put the top on, the running strips on the sides, top back in, give it a bit of a clean up, and I might do another test wash on it with some laundry. Other than that, I'm quite happy that this machine is working. The only thing we haven't tested in this wash is the element, although I'd say it had to heat the water somewhat to get up to 30 degrees. Because it would have been coming in around 15. So 3 minutes, it's still pumping. I might do an agitate. stopped. And then we just have to wait until the door lock opens, and that'll be that. Pretty good, I reckon. Pretty good. It's done some sensing there. Here, took a in the background. So what was the process of diagnosis for me with this machine? Well, I found the machine. It looked really clean. I thought, I'll see what's wrong with it. So I did a test wash. Turned it on, it took in water, drain out pump came on. But when it went to turn and agitate, the drum did a big spin, like woo, just like that, making that noise, and it immediately flashed up an error code. E9 maybe? E09? Or E09? Which when you look at the internet says it's a motor triac failure. I took the motor out, tested that on the bench, and it worked fine. Brushes were all fine. Well, there we go, straight from 2 to end. That's excellent. So let's turn this off. Stop the beeping. Tested the motor, had a look at the triac, then I tested the triac, and it was showing an open circuit. No, it was showing a closed circuit all the time. So it wasn't acting as a switch, it was just acting as a gate that was open the whole time, so the electricity could flow through it at full whack. It wasn't switching it on and off really, really quickly to bring the voltage down. I think it's voltage on these. So ordered a new one and stuck it in, and that's the bit you saw in this video. Well, you saw me taking out the old one, you didn't see me sticking in the new one. Put it back together, tested it, and it seems to work. If you got any comments about this, or anything I did wrong, or anything I could improve in my soldering, let me know. Let me know in the comments below. If you have anything you'd like to see me wash in this, or any particular washes you'd like me to do, it's got jeans, delicates, baby care, wool, hand wash, smart touch. Oh, yeah, smart touch. I wonder, should I play with it? I don't want to download another app, you see. I'm not sure if it works on iPhones, actually. I think it might have only worked on Android stuff, which doesn't help either. Whites, cottons, eco mix, cotton, synthetic, daily 59 minutes, rapid wash, rinse, drain and spin, delicates, jeans. That's the full selection over there. Okay, if you liked it, give me a like. If you like these kinds of videos, subscribe. Just subscribe to the playlist that this one was in, maybe. There's a playlist for washing machines at work, repairing washing machines, appliance repairs, washing machine destruction. They're all different. You can subscribe to just one playlist, and then you don't have to see my Volkswagen van videos or any of my other stuff. Or just subscribe to the channel and you'll see what comes up. Thanks for watching. See you later.